to your question of how their publishers and advertisers are addressing fragmentation, there is a lot of fragmentation. And part of the challenge with CTV is understanding where your audiences are, not only where your audiences are, but making sure where the ad placement is inserted. And that can be a little bit tricky. And so we're seeing advertisers and agencies begin to lean into contextual to better understand where those audiences are and making sure that you're delivering a personalized experience, but understanding the tonality of where that person is and relative to the programming that they're watching. Make sure that you're matching where they are on that journey to drive better business outcomes and better investment, right? Making the media more efficient.
Okay, and CTV offers a lot of enhanced personalization capabilities. What kind of ways do you suggest to leverage those capabilities?
Yeah, first it's understanding where your audiences are, what those segments, but in that, what I like to call, and an industry friend of mine talks about this a lot, is the tonality. Where is that person in the content? And then understanding where they are in an actual scene. Because we want to use the publisher's metadata to actually take that a step down to say, this is what they're watching, and this is what's going to be more appropriate and relevant. So you're matching a happy ad with a happy scene versus the reverse. And doing that, you create what I would call earned or positive attention versus interrupting a consumer in a 30-second non-skippable environment on the largest screen in the house. You can have the best ad in the world, but if that's misplaced, then you're creating what we would call disruptive or negative attention.
Okay. It's been a busy week at CES. What kind of CT innovations have you been seeing or talking about?
I've been thinking a lot about that, and I think as an industry we're talking about AI. You can't leave a meeting, but there's this idea of, AI as a strategy. I think the innovations that we'll see is talking about how AI can help with your business strategy. Right? AI is not necessarily a strategy in of itself. How do you use AI to develop business strategy and get clearer insights into the data and driving performance? So a good example is curation of audiences. That's in every meeting I've sat, this idea that there needs to be that curation and how you can apply AI to help drive that curation that feeds into the business strategy. And it's really exciting versus just like, let's just geek out on AI.
So what's next for Wurl in 2025?
As an app-loving company, this is really exciting. We have a really robust pipeline of innovation happening this year. And what we want to do, similar to how the app-loving and driving mobile performance marketing, we actually want to do the same thing and drive better outcomes and performance similar to that, but within CTV. And so as an app-loving company, we're really well poised and positioned to do that in this year.
And finally, can you share a prediction for this year?
Yes, I can, and thank you for asking that. The prediction is better understanding and more insight into free ad-supported streaming television channels, so FAST channels. I think that there's a lot of talk about it, but not necessarily a real understanding of how that can drive hyper-personalization and better experiences. So as streamer rates go up, more consumers are willing to accept advertising and exchange for a lower monthly rate, and then understanding where they are and making sure that we get that right. And Fast Channel offers new audiences to unlock for advertisers to find, the consumers that they're looking to connect with.